Welcome back to another video, guys, of making the auto trade great again. In this video, I'm going to share with you how obsessed I am when it comes to mastering your skills on the phone. If you're in the auto trade, chances are 90% of your leads are coming through the phone right now. So it is essential that you master this skill and pass on this knowledge to your sales and admin team. It's important to note that if you do have an admin person answering the phone and you aren't training and upskilling them to become a salesperson, then I promise you that your business is losing sales. Now, nobody wants that, and that's why you're here watching this video today. So let's dive in. But before we do, if you don't know who I am, my name is James and I started our tire business just 5 years ago out of the back of my ute. We've since scaled to multiple locations and generated close to $20 million in sales. And now I'm giving away all the secret sauce for free right here on my YouTube channel. Which means if you do have an auto business or aspiring to start one, then please make sure to subscribe and turn your notifications on. In this video, I'm going to break down the art of the deal into 5 key areas of focus: tonality, curiosity, diversity, individuality. First things first, tonality. With all the negativity in today's world, nothing stands out better than somebody with infectious positive energy. And how you or your team answers the phone can either frame the call for success or failure. Tonality can be tough because a lot of the time we have multiple calls coming in at once. Customers standing in front of you, cars waiting to come in, staff standing there waiting for a job card. So this is something that we need to bring awareness to and practice. Something that worked really well for us was gamifying big vibrant words. When a customer or supplier asked how we were, we wanted to see who could bring the most exotic words to the table. We weren't allowed to say things like good thanks or living the dream with a dash of sarcasm. We wanted to say words like I'm sensational, phenomenal, absolutely fabulous, fantastic, and make sure we're bringing the energy. Yeah, it was a bit of a laugh and we got the customers having a bit of a giggle too. But eventually what happened was that trickled into how we spoke to one another in the workplace. It actually just brought a positive vibration to the whole culture of our team. We literally only had a customer days ago say, "Why is everyone so happy in this joint?" It comes from being intentional with our tonality, which not only helps us close more deals, it just makes the day-to-day so much more enjoyable. Now, curiosity. How do you expect to close the deal if you don't know the customer's needs? At the end of the day, whoever comes through that phone, they are calling to figure out a solution to their problem, and showing genuine interest in them and their problem is essential. And this is why I always encourage clients to put together a sales script for you and your team to practice framing conversations correctly, keeping in mind that the more questions that we ask, the easier it will be to solve the customer's problem. What sort of driving are you doing? Are you planning on keeping the car for another few years? Will you have any issues getting the car to the workplace? Have you shopped around, or are we your first point of call? A lot of workshop salespeople can lack so much awareness sometimes and let deals just slip through the cracks because we aren't being mindful of the prospect's needs. A classic example is someone calling around for a price on some tires. They've already organised to sell their car. All they need is some cheap tires to put on it for the sale. However, when the salesman doesn't ask simple questions like, what sort of driving are you doing? Are you planning on keeping the car for a few years? Instead, they know that there's a set of BFGs there on the shelf that they want to sell. They blurt out a premium price and the customer thinks that that's all you have to offer. And so they bounce to the next shop that might be a little smarter and puts the time into discovering their needs. Which brings me to my next point, variety. Giving your customer options to choose from. Offering a good, better, best scenario. One thing that's important that I always preach to my team, that we don't let the words cheap or budget enter our mouth. We start with entry-level products. We don't do cheap or budget. Giving the customer options will allow us to pitch our preferred product that might be the best deal for the customer, or it could be the product where we make the most margin by slotting that in the middle of entry-level and premium. Usually this will persuade the customer into the right choice. But if they are a little bit tight or they have shopped around, you're still going to have a competitive price option. Now lastly, on individuality. This is the important part, so we don't have to worry about getting into price wars with the rest of the peasants. You will hear me talk a lot about this inside of Auto Cartel. UVP, unique value proposition. What can we bolt onto our sales process that can make us stand out from the crowd? Too many of our competitors get fixated on price or brand names instead of focusing on their own brand and identity. Yeah, there's a bucket load of customers out there that are purely price driven. I'm not going to deny that, but there's also a lot of customers out there that are value and service driven. They're looking for the best offer, not the best price. And in my experience, after mentoring countless automotive businesses, cheap prices attract cheap customers. The UVP that I created for my business is free tire repairs and free rotations for life, as well as a free pickup and drop-off service. It's important to keep it short and sweet so that you and the team can drop it at the end of the quote to ensure that the customer knows that they're getting more bang for their buck if they shop with you. Guys, if you got some sauce out of this one for your sales process, and if you are interested in working one-on-one with me and becoming part of the Auto Cartel community, then click the link below and let's get in touch. Keep in mind, if you did have any questions about the auto business, I'll be more than happy to answer any of them in the comments. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.